Although Tolkien left behind dozens of books, letters, and reference works, his world of Middle-earth still holds countless mysteries. Some still argue about the origins of Ungoliant, others puzzle over the nature of Tom Bombadil, and many try to understand why Frodo chose to sail into the West. And among these enigmas, the stone giants stand apart, beings who appear only once, yet leave behind a storm of questions. We encounter them in The Hobbit, when Bilbo and the dwarves were crossing the misty mountains. There, in the midst of a thunderstorm, the company saw enormous giants hurling boulders down the slopes, turning the mountainsides into deadly arenas. They did not seem evil nor good, more like the embodiment of the elements themselves, wild, untamed, and indifferent. But that was not their only mention. In the legends of Gondor, it is said that long ago the giants raised the White Mountains. One of them even had a name, Tarlang. The tale claims that he perished during the building, and his stone body became part of the range. Whether this legend is true or not remains unknown. The main difficulty lies in the fact that the stone giants do not fit into the usual hierarchy of Arda. Tolkien carefully built his cosmology. We have the Ainur, the Valar, and the Maiar, mighty spiriti, the children of Eru Ilúvatar, men, elves, and dwarves, the Ents, created by Yavanna, and finally Melkor with his creatures, Balrogs, trolls, dragons, and orcs. Almost every being we encounter can be placed within this structure. But the giants do not belong anywhere. They seem to fall outside the order, much like Tom Bombadil. Fans of Tolkien have long debated their nature. One of the simplest, even ironic theories claims that the stone giants never existed at all. Bilbo, climbing the mountains for the first time and seeing a rockfall during a storm, may have mistaken the fury of nature for the game of giants. Lacking experience and seeing strange shadows, he might simply have imagined them. Another theory suggests that the giants are a subspecies of already known beings, such as trolls or Ents. They are massive, strong, and tied to stone and nature. Yet this raises questions. If they were trolls, why did they not serve evil, helping Melkor or Sauron? And if they were Ents, why had these stone colossi no connection with the shepherds of the forests? There is also a darker hypothesis that the stone giants were remnants of terrible beings bred by Melkor. In the Book of Lost Tales, Tolkien mentions the Uvani Mor, monsters of the dark. Perhaps the giants belonged to that brood, yet their portrayal in The Hobbit does not seem truly evil. They laugh and play rather than fight or kill, more like carefree elemental spirits than creatures of darkness. And still, the version I find most convincing is that the giants were born of the Hobbit's imagination, a product of Bilbo's fearful, impressionable mind. Tolkien often used such artistic devices to emphasize subjective perception. Perhaps this is the true secret of the stone giants. They do not exist as a race, but as a symbol, a myth within the mythological world itself. But what do you think? Were the giants a reality of Middle-earth, or only a legend seen through the frightened eyes of a hobbit? If we accept the idea that the stone giants were real, then one question inevitably follows. Why did they vanish? By the time of the War of the Ring, no one had seen them again, and no power of Middle-earth sought to win them to their side. Some scholars of Gondor believed the giants were bound to the earth of Arda itself. They awoke only in moments of great upheaval, earthquakes, storms, when the world trembled with pain and fury. At other times, they seemed to turn back into the mountains, merging once more with cliffs and peaks. Perhaps this is why people sometimes spoke of sleeping giants, hidden in the heart of the misty mountains. Another, more unsettling version suggested that the giants were ancient spirits, cast out by the Valar beyond the history of the world. Belonging neither to light nor darkness, they lingered on the threshold of reality, like shadows of Eru's first design. Their appearance in The Hobbit may have been nothing more than a brief rupture in the fabric of the world, a fleeting echo of powers long forgotten. Yet there was one more hypothesis, seldom spoken aloud, Perhaps the giants themselves chose to remain apart. They observed the wars, the rise and fall of kings, but never deemed themselves bound to intervene. To them the battles of men, elves, and orcs were nothing more than passing moments compared to the eternity of stone. They tossed boulders about as children would toss a ball, and in that lay their mystery, a logic alien to mortal beings. Thus the question remains open. Were the stone giants real creatures, ancient spirits, or merely a legend brought to life by a frightened hobbit's eyes? Whatever the answer, their image remains a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that even in Tolkien's carefully woven world, there will always be room for mystery.